right, Representative Warner. How much time we got left in session?
We're down to the final hours, I do believe, at this time.
Well, I wanted to get with you because I saw you after the budget passed last week. I saw you getting a little bit of heat online for voting for the budget after standing up against the $8 million for primaries.
Yeah. So what happened there is I voted against an amendment that was added, I guess you could probably say last minute, to cover a bill that we passed in session that worked its way through committee without a physical note on it. Well, let me rephrase that. Fiscal note, if that's how they say it, because I think I got corrected online by one of those, folks that I was pronouncing it wrong. But anyway, it came through the committee with no cost. Then when we get to the House floor and we start debating the budget, they have a $8 million budget amendment to cover House Bill 855 that Lee Reeves, I don't know what the Senate companion number
Johnson.
is, but Leader Johnson has over there, that worked its way through the committee process, and we voted on the House floor, assuming that it had no cost to the note. I mean, to the bill, which the bill was misrepresented in committee is what happened. They knew it had a cost. I asked those questions during committee and went out of session to ask legal. I asked the bill sponsor the same question, and the bill was misrepresented. It was misrepresented on the House floor, and that ain't the way we do business down here. Shouldn't be the way we do business in Tennessee, and shouldn't stand for it. But yes, I did vote against the amendment. I voted for the budget, but let me tell you why I voted for the budget. The budget has money in there that comes back to my district to fix roads. Horton Park's getting a new, which I think it's in a previous budget, getting an addition down there to a new end. Numerous other things. So when you vote against the budget, you vote against your district a lot of times with money coming back to you, when that money's coming back to your district. A lot of good things in the budget that I support, but stripping that $8 million, I think it came from the $100 million that the Governor Lee talked about in the State of the State speech to help the Duck River to get water in our area. I would have been voting against that had I voted against the budget. So that's the reason I didn't vote against the budget, but I voted against that amendment. And for those folks that say that that I'm a hypocrite or whatever for speaking out against the bill or voting against the amendment and then voting for the budget, no, I'm not. I'm still supporting the things that my district needs and what we need in southern Middle Tennessee.
And what do you think about that $57.5 billion budget turning into almost $60 billion?
Yeah, we grew it a little bit. I'm not, again, been ranked one of the most conservative down here. I'm not for growing government, but there's sometimes there's things that you got to do. But I'm one that's always looking to cut government, and less government is better. But as we struggle here in the state with infrastructure, I think there's two priorities that we really should be focused on right now in this state. And number one being infrastructure, number two being education. And if it were up to me, every other department would take cuts across the state, and those two departments would be focused on getting where they need to be.
Now, I know that you told me beforehand that you don't really feel like there's been much success for you this year with the FREE Act getting killed, and what was the other one that was a big deal?
Oh, it was the illegal immigration bill that got killed.
Yeah.
House Bill 10 that would have made the illegals, the counties and cities would have eventually turned them over to the state, and the state would have sought to recoup that cost from the federal government. But yeah, again, I knew I was in trouble when I voted against the vouchers early on in special session, and when I called out the governor for even calling a special session that we didn't need because we were already in special session. We were already in session. We didn't need a special session. So, I knew I was in trouble. Jody Barrett, they've done him the same way. A couple other ones, they've made it hard on.
And then as we kind of wrap up here, there's this tiny little thing happening tomorrow. Might be, one sentence line in the Tennessee history books. The Casada Cothren trial starts tomorrow, Tuesday. I know your house got raided back in the day when all this started,
It
so you
did.
got any information for us on that?
No, I do not have any information. As you stated, my home was raided. My home and business was raided. It was totally uncalled for. It was a hit job. There's no doubt by members here in the Tennessee General Assembly, and it's sad that we've got to that point. We don't attack Democrats here in the state. We'll attack true conservatives here, but I didn't deserve that. My family didn't deserve that. My business didn't deserve that, and it's going to be interesting to see tomorrow, or as this thing plays out over the next few weeks, of who the snitches were, who were the rats that wore wires, and it's pretty sorry when it comes down to it, as far as I'm concerned.
And trying to get to that trial tomorrow, I think things are kind of wrapping up here pretty quickly. Do you feel like it's been rushed at all?
Oh, absolutely. We're rushing to get through. Absolutely. Usually it's around the first week of May when we're done, but they're going to trial, and they want us out of here. And as far as I'm concerned, every year we could be. We shouldn't be in here more than a month. There's no need to grow government. There's no need to grow government. A lot of these bills that we pass down here, people don't realize they do nothing. They absolutely do nothing. And there's so many bills that require a study here, or a report done here, report back to the General Assembly. I guess there's some good information that comes from that, but there's a lot of times it absolutely does nothing, and we never see those reports. Or we pass bills with large physical notes. They go behind the budget. Just waste of time and waste of the taxpayers' money.
And as a last question here, do you have any big goals for 2026?
2026.
You think
No,
you're that far ahead yet?
not that far ahead. I appreciate the job our great President Trump's doing here. This nation's blessed to have a man like him leading us right now, and just thankful for that. Now, I'll be seeking re-election, I guess, in that'll be next year, 2025. Hopefully, we'll be back in 2026. But as always, it's an honor to represent the 92nd District, which is all of Marshall County and southern Williamson County. Like I said earlier, that is a really high growth area, and I just couldn't vote against the budget with so much growth, so much infrastructure needs that are needed down there with roads and water being the two main issues. And they pulled the money for the 855 bill out of one of those budget items that would have brought water south into the Duck River Valley.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for all your hard work this session.
Yeah, it's been an honor. Thank you.